What's up, guys? Until Nick here, and welcome back to another episode of Viewer's Choice. Today, we're going to be discussing the results of your favorite Xenoblade Chronicles 2 playable character. So, the contestants were Rex, Nia, Tora, Morag, and Zeke, which are all playable characters in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 with their own unique personalities, blades, and abilities that each of them have. So let's go ahead and start. With number 5, we have Nia with 10.6% of the votes. Now, Nia is a Gormati type of, species, where she's kind of like a beast type of person. She has kind of a Scottish accent and fits pretty well with her. She has a little bit low of an HP. Her blade is Dromark, or her main blade is Dromark, and she rides on him when he's equipped, and she's a playable character. And overall, she's a pretty funny character, and she has a couple funny lines, and she's kind of has like a short temper, so she gets angry kind of easily. But yeah, she's a cool character. Pretty good friends with Rex, but she kind of gets friend zoned by him with Pyra. And I won't go into any spoilers, but she is pretty unique, and she is not who she really is, I guess, which is pretty cool. And I'm kind of surprised to see her at last place here, though. Anyway, at number 4, we have Tora with 11.7% of the votes. Now, Tora is a bit different than the other playable characters in group because he cannot actually resonate with blades, so he can't access any core crystals. So his 3 main blades are his 3 different forms of Poppy. Well, actually now 4 because of the DLC. But yeah, that's pretty much all he has in his arsenal. So he doesn't really have much, but he works with artificial blades instead of having to use a core crystal and stuff. But yeah, he's still a fun character. He's a Nopon, which is another species in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And he's funny. He kind of hides the fact that he is using Poppy for other reasons. And it's pretty funny. He also has a kind of a family history with his Dadapon and his Grampypon, who you actually get to see later on in the game. And they actually made the different form of Poppy, which was I forget what her name was, but I think and then Bana used him also, but they kind of not abandoned, but like abused Tora's Daddy Pon, who they used their artificial blades, and Torna steal them. And it's kind of weird. His name is Tora, and the like evil gang of bad guys that are trying to stop you from getting to Elysium are Torna. So yeah. Anyway, number 3, we have Morag with 21.3% of the votes. Now, Morag is kind of just a normal Ardanian soldier. There's nothing really unique about her other than the other playable characters. There's something unique about each one of them. Tora not being able to resonate with blades, Nia not being who she really is, and then you have Rex, who has half of his blade's life force in him, and then Zeke, who we'll talk about later, also has part of blade inside of him. But yeah, Morag, I don't really know why she's this high on the list. To be honest, I don't really find her that good. She is an evasion tank type of person. She's very tanky, which I forgot to mention about Tora. He also has a lot of HP, and he is really good with tanks and stuff, like Poppy Alpha with a tank, with the tank mod. But yeah, Morag is an evasion tank type of person, so she'll dodge a lot of attacks, but also favor tanks. Her main blade is Bridget, who's also pretty good. They're both pretty calm, cool, and collective. They don't really get angry or excited or anything. They're very serious, and yeah, I like the relationship between her and her blade, Bridget. They're very, I guess, battle tested or whatever, where they're both like attacking, and they're like they have like these two whips, and like one of them Morag will hold and one of them Bridget will hold, and they'll attack together. And some of the cutscenes, like when Rex fights Morag, are pretty epic too. So I do have to admit she is pretty epic at fighting and stuff. She also is an Ardanian soldier, and I think the reason why a lot of people voted for her is because of more Ardane's team being really good. But yeah, so that's Morag. Anyway, number 2 we have Rex with 27.7% of the votes. Now Rex is the main protagonist of the game and the first person that you play as, basically the main character. And with Rex, he is the Aegis' driver, and yeah, his main blade is Pyra slash Mithra, and with that, he actually has half of her life force in him, because Jin kills him in the beginning of the game, which is kind of a spoiler, but it happens in the first chapter. And then half of his life force, or half of her life force, revives Rex. And overall, Rex is actually a pretty good attacker unit. He has a decent amount of HP, decent amount of attack, and all that stuff. His skill tree is also pretty good, like kind of any other one. But he's kind of just a basic, neutral, like a main starter type of character to play as, and he's pretty fun to play as. He's also pretty funny himself. The only thing I don't really like about him is his scream when in the cutscenes and stuff, and a lot of people don't like that too, especially because it's like repetitive. It's the same scream over and over again, which I actually just realized because there was like a video of there was like the same scream in the same cutscene, and it's literally the exact same synced up. So yeah. Anyway though, Rex is a pretty cool. He also has in his like in his diver suit, his helmet is his grandpa, or Gramps as he calls him, which is I forget his name. God, I can't think of his name, but you probably know what I'm talking about. His name's Gramps, but I forget his real name. But yeah, other than that, Rex is pretty cool. He also can salvage too, which is pretty broken because you can get a lot of gold by doing so. And he's the only one who can do that. And yeah, so that's Rex. Anyway, the number 1 spot, as you guys can tell, is Zeke with 28.7% of the votes. Now Zeke at first, he is a Tantal. He's a Prince of Tantal first of all. He first attacks you and wants to take the Aegis, but then decides to join you. And he's pretty funny. He actually is probably the funniest character in the game, in my opinion. I love his accent and his personality. He has his eye patch on because he lost a contact, I think, or something like that. And I love him and his relationship with Pandora, where Pandora kind of makes fun of him and tells everyone like the truth about him. And although they say that they don't love each other, they really do deep down inside. And I love his Eye of Shining Justice, and they also have turtles with them. Or turtles, I forget how to name his little turtle guy. And like I said before, he actually has part of Pandora's core crystal in him because he was about to die at one point, but he actually fused with part of Pandora's core crystal in order to continue living and survive. But overall, his Eye of Shining Justice is actually in New Game Plus is very, very broken and overpowered once you get in the skill tree. But overall, he's a great character. He also references "I'm Really Feeling It" from Shulk, which is also really cool. Like as he's fighting, he'll say here and there, which is pretty funny. But yeah, I really like him. I also love the cutscenes that he's in, like the 3 major cutscenes that you actually meet him before he actually joined your team. They're pretty funny, and he always like loses, and he gets like shot out into the sky, and it's like Team Rocket blasting off again. Also, Nia calls him a one-eyed monster. It's hilarious. But yeah, I do agree that Zeke is the best playable character. I really do like him, both gameplay-wise and personality-wise, and just overall looks and accent. Everything about Skye I actually really love. But anyway, so those are the top 5 playable characters that you guys voted for. So anyway, on to this week's question. So this week's question is, in Smash Bros, do you guys prefer the adventure mode of Sunspace Emissary in Brawl, or the adventure mode in Melee, which it was a bit different and didn't really have like that many cutscenes as Subspace did. Personally, I actually like the Subspace Emissary better because I love the cutscenes and how all the characters come together. But gameplay wise, I kind of like adventure mode a little bit better. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think adventure mode in Melee is better, or adventure mode in Brawl is better? So don't forget to vote in the top right corner, the little eye icon, and yeah, stay tuned for the results next week and the next week's question. So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for more viewers' choice right here on Tell Nick. Bye.